When I was 28, I thought I had it all. A luxury apartment overlooking the city skyline, a fast car that turned heads, a wardrobe that screamed success, and a business that was raking in six figures every month. I was the poster child of making it, or so I thought. Behind the scenes, my world was a ticking time bomb. I ignored the red flags, the growing debts, the unhappy clients, the late nights fueled by energy drinks and self-doubt. I thought if I just worked harder, everything would magically fix itself. Spoiler alert, it didn't. One rainy Tuesday afternoon, it all came crashing down. A major client filed a lawsuit against my company. Word spread like wildfire, and within weeks, other clients pulled out. My bank accounts were frozen, my employees left, and I was left facing lawsuits and debts I couldn't even count. I tried to fight it. I sold my car, moved out of my apartment, maxed out credit cards just to pay legal fees. But it wasn't enough. 6 months later, I was homeless. Nights were the worst. I slept on park benches, in subway stations, anywhere I could find shelter. I begged for coins outside coffee shops. People who once shook my hand at networking events now crossed the street to avoid looking at me. For a long time, I hated myself. I thought I was worthless, a complete failure. I had lost everything: money, respect, friends, my sense of purpose. But strangely enough, in that abyss of loneliness and despair, I found something I had never truly known before: clarity. One night, huddled under a thin blanket in a dark alley, I met a man named Joe. Joe had been homeless for over a decade, yet he smiled more genuinely than most CEOs I had met. He taught me how to find food without begging, how to stay warm without proper shelter, and most importantly, how to find peace in the present moment. Joe once said to me, "You had all the things people kill for, but you never had peace. Now you have nothing, and you're closer to real peace than you've ever been." Those words hit me harder than any lawsuit. In the months that followed, I stopped fighting the present. I accepted my situation. I started volunteering at a local soup kitchen, partly for the meals, mostly for the sense of belonging. There, I met a woman named Maria who ran a small program teaching coding skills to underprivileged youth. One day, she noticed me tinkering with an old broken laptop. "You know tech?" she asked. I nodded. Turns out, the skills I had buried under years of business hustle were still there. Maria offered me a volunteer spot teaching basic coding to teenagers. I accepted. That was the first spark of my comeback. As weeks turned into months, I rebuilt not just my resume, but my confidence. Teaching those kids reminded me why I fell in love with tech in the first place. It wasn't about the money, the cars, the flashy lifestyle. It was about creating something meaningful. Maria eventually helped me get an entry-level tech support job. It didn't pay much, but it paid enough. I rented a tiny room. I bought a used laptop. I stayed off social media, focused on real connections, real growth. Slowly, opportunity began to return. Within 2 years, I launched a small tech consulting business, this time, with a foundation built on integrity, empathy, and purpose. No flashy cars. No ego. Today, I live a simple but rich life. My company helps nonprofits and educational programs optimize their technology. I work with amazing people. I wake up excited for the day, not stressed. And I never forget those nights in the alleyway. I never forget Joe. If you had told me 5 years ago that losing everything would be the best thing that ever happened to me, I would have laughed in your face. But life has a funny way of teaching you what you need to know, not what you want to hear. Sometimes, you have to lose it all to find yourself. And sometimes, rock bottom is the strongest foundation you'll ever have.